Welcome back, and there's some latest news coming in. Let's go to that. And it looks like that the Chinese propaganda machine is in full swing. The People Liberation Army says that Indian troops illegally crossed the disputed border. That's the word coming in, and we have seen that on earlier occasions as well. Each time there has been an infiltration attempt by the Chinese, it's the counter-narrative that has come in. Abhishek with us on the broadcast. Abhishek, China fights anything on two fronts. One on the battlefields with these kind of incursions, and the second is the propaganda machinery. Perhaps that's in full swing right now.
Of course, and we have seen reports that many videos of past Galwan clash have resurfaced on Chinese social media website, calling it from the latest clash that has happened in Arunachal Pradesh. And we know that in China, information is very tightly controlled by the state machinery, and in that context it becomes really important for China to change the narratives that they were dealing domestically, all the uprising and protests during this COVID lockdown and other economic crisis. So much so that people have also started demanding resignation of Chinese President Xi Jinping, who has recently been elected for third consecutive terms. So to divert those attention of domestic issues, China has clearly increased its misinformation campaign to address that issue. And talking about this latest border clash that has happened in Arunachal Pradesh, the remark that is coming from Chinese side that Indian forces have transgressed upon the Chinese side is a blatant misinformation that can be whipped from the Chinese side. It has also happened during the Galwan clash when China said that Indian troops actually transgressed into Chinese territory and attacked Chinese soldiers. So the misinformation campaign is actually in full swing, as you said. But the reality is that Chinese troops, almost hundreds in numbers, running up, like sources are telling, about 300 Chinese troops were part of that contingent which tried to attack Indian posts in Arunachal Pradesh, Tawang sector, and they were duly responded, and Indian countermeasures happened, and in that wake almost 8 Indian soldiers also sustained injuries, and several other Chinese soldiers, which numbers are still not clear how many of them sustained injuries. And current situation is that situation is stable. Local commanders have held a flag meeting, and the issue has also been raised diplomatically. This was informed by Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh in Lok Sabha.
Abhishek, there's a clear pattern. I mean, post Galwan as well. I remember, there was an entire campaign that was run on social media. Different kind of canards were planted. There is a manner in which the Chinese approach communication. They are very tight-lipped. For the longest time, they were in denial that there were casualties on their side. There was some kind of, losses that they also suffered. So information is very tightly protected, and they would only want to portray the kind of information that works in favor of projecting the ruling party as some kind of, great government. They wouldn't want any information that can damage the regime in China to come out.
Of course, and we know that Chinese President Xi Jinping has also been elected riding on the wave of nationalism. He has promised those regions of Taiwan that it will become part of mainland China, and also during the time of election in the Great Hall of Communist Party's Beijing office, one of the senior soldiers from the Galwan clash was also the videos, multiple videos that were shown. One of the video depicted him during the time of Galwan clash. So we can gaze with these news how much of importance China gives to border issues, and it's apparent in their own perspective, apparent dominance over India-China border line of actual control, and how much it is important also for China's own president and his domestic power.
Abhishek Jha getting us all the details on that important story. The Raksha Mantri already making a statement on the floor of the House. Most experts say this is China testing the waters, and this is a pattern that has emerged since 2020. Repeated instances that we have seen. With that, it's a wrap from my side on this edition of CNN News 18. Poonam joins you with the News at 5.